headline.
Good. Hey, everybody. GameHounds here. We're still in a pre-show. We're working on stuff, getting stuff together. But GameHounds podcast, we're not quite live. I am still makeup free. At this point, I have no shame or ego whatsoever. It is freaking hot where Nick and I are. I don't know where it is for you, but it is hilariously hot here right now.
I mean, it's
in
not too
California.
bad for me. But then I've got like the windows and the blinds closed. I've got the fans going, so
Yeah, I didn't close any of my
I'm good.
blinds and I have windows open, so
Oh
I'm
yeah,
kind of big.
why?
Like
Just
I
go
know
close them
it is
now.
no, it's too late. It's already
No,
too
it's
hot
not.
in the house. Now it
It
just turns into an oven
it
if I close
makes an
it.
immediate difference. It really does.
No,
God,
no, it's
you
all right.
just you're
It's
you're a
fine.
glutton
I'll
for
just
punishment.
suffer.
I'm
Just
sitting
don't
here
mind
like
me.
drinking a hot cup of coffee. That is how temperate I am.
Oh God. No, I had iced coffee today. Speaking of which, I need to get something to drink. Otherwise, I will not be able to do the show.
Okay.
We don't have an Andrew today. I don't know. We have not heard from Andrew. He hasn't answered any calls. He hasn't answered any texts. I don't know what to tell you. No Andrew.
Chances are he's just asleep again.
He probably is. You'd think that his roommate would be waking him up.
We need to get their number so that we can call them to
Yeah,
wake Andrew up.
you're right. You're right. I kind of sort of do need to do that. So we do have we have Dave in the chat. Hi goalie. Hi bitters. We have AC Wraith. Let me go get some how hot is it, by the way, goalie? How hot is it where you are? Because it's really hot here. And whatever we got, we're gonna get rain this next week, Nick, supposedly.
I don't believe it.
Can't happen soon enough. Yeah, no,
I would like it.
midweek next week. Yeah, I
I
would like
would
it too.
like it. I have always associated rain with like the fall. No, but
It
like,
is the fall.
I know, but like Thanksgiving, Christmas, growing up, I was like, oh, people associate snow with Christmas. For me, it was rain, and I honestly can't remember the last time that it rained much in December.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it's
I want a
Dave says
gray
it's
sky
60
Christmas.
outside. Oh, I'd love to have that right now.
Wow.
Got Corey Wallace in the chat room who says, "Hi, honey, I'm home."
Dave said
Yeah,
he's in the hot tub.
he's in the hot tub. Of course he is.
Yeah, put a laptop up on the side and you can watch us while soaking.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He only does that because he's deeply in love with you, no matter what he says, Nick. He really,
Oh, I
really
know.
loves you.
I know.
He's
He's
fantasizing about you in the hot tub.
the laptop is not across from him, it's next to him and his arm is over
Right. His
it.
arm
Like
around
that.
it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's like a little piece of paper taped over your half of the screen, so it's just me.
Yep, pretty much. All right, I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back. And yeah, don't go anywhere. Nick, it's on you. It's all you, Bubba.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, chat. How you doing? Corey, Dave, AC Wraith. How's it going? I'm doing a bit of last minute browsing through the Discord to find some new news items. And oh, okay. Coley sent a picture of him genuinely being in the hot tub with the tablet on the side. Nice. You are living the good life. You're living your best life, clearly. I approve of it. That looks comfortable. Not much in the Discord news. Oh wait, that could be good. I'm sure this is thrilling watching me doing last minute headline hunting. But other than that, oh, they've say just got the hot tub fixed. Nice. This this is the best time to get it fixed when the weather kind of starts to change into enough cold enough that you would actually want to go out and sit in hot water. Did you have someone come out and fix it, or did you manage to do it yourself?
What was broken?
His hot tub.
Oh,
Did you did you look at your phone?
no, I have not looked at my phone. Let me look
Check
at my phone.
check your text. You'll see goalie living the good life.
Can I put this on the Goalie? Do I have a permission to put this on the channel? That's an awesome picture.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna let me make that big? Come on, there we go. All right. Stop screen, add screen, screen
You can
share,
wait. You can add your phone.
window. Because I have a Mac, I can get my
Oh,
messages from my phone on my computer. Very nice, Dave. Very nice. Will you approve?
yep.
Oh, it's like you're here.
It is.
Ah,
I gotta put my arm around him. I gotta. I'll hold my phone. I'll like put it up on the side and then just put it on the cat tree.
It says you can almost see my muscles. Yes, I trust your muscles are there. It's,
Mm.
it's a faith thing. All right. So let me make that picture smaller so I don't have the giant Dave's naked screensaver. All right.
Ooh,
So
that would be a good screensaver.
you want to make it your screensaver? Go right ahead. Um It's AC Ray says the camera is aimed just high enough for streaming standards. Yeah, exactly. Actually, who knows with Facebook? Who knows? Who knows with Facebook? By the way, we are back on Facebook. They are
It,
letting us stream now.
I honestly, I would be
Mm.
okay if we just never did it for Facebook
Um,
because Facebook is toxic.
Facebook is
They had a
toxic.
whole hearing recently where it's like, "What you guys are bad. You know you're
And you
bad.
know you're right.
You know
You're the ones
exactly
running the
what you're
studies.
doing."
The studies are your studies are coming back that you're bad. You're making young women cut themselves.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
your
your
response is,
study. Eh,
"Nah."
yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. I don't believe this.
Yeah, no, I don't do Facebook anymore. I stopped doing Facebook after I left my last job, and I just my life is better. My life is better without Facebook.
Yeah.
Dave says I'm too old for a Facebook to ban. Only real young nudes are okay.
Or is the hot tub stream still a thing on Twitch? You could get into that, goalie.
Yeah. Corey says, I just did a YouTube search for GameHounds, and there's a 7-year-old one called Welcome to GameHounds. It has a pic of a boy and a girl, Hawks and Edie. Anyone? LOL. When podcasting ages badly. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So we're still not hearing from Andrew. So I guess we'll just start the show without him. I have to set up the show, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, last time he did make a last minute appearance, so we'll look forward to that.
Yeah. Didn't he actually say, "Oh, my life has changed now and I can make the shows"?
Maybe. But, sleep. He was up too late playing uh what was he playing recently?
I don't know.
Cyberpunk, Hades, something
Maybe.
else.
Let's see. Game hands logo large morning. There we go. And we are explicit. All right. So, I think we're good. Do you want to go? Well, Do you want to start the show?
Yeah.
All right, let's start it.
Video games, modern culture, and technology. And these podcasters are big fat potty mouths. If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom says to take out the trash and do your homework.
All right, mics are hot. Hello and welcome to GameHounds. GameHounds episode 612. We are recording this on Sunday, October 3rd, 2021. It is the first show for October for this year.
Yep.
We in the house, we have Nick. That's Nick right there.
Hey.
And we do not have an Andrew. We don't know where an Andrew is. Andrew is missing.
He's lost in kitten world.
Maybe, I don't know, but he ain't here. So how are you, Nick? What's up? Anything interesting?
I'm good. Yeah.
Nick is doing good because he closed his windows early. I am not, because
Yes.
it is fucking hot here in California, at least Northern California. I mean, we are in, how hot is it today here? It's like 85.
My computer says 87.
Oh, all right. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I mean, that's, for us, that's hot.
Mm.
We're happy in the 79 degrees. That's where, I mean, 79 is actually a little warm. 72, 73 degrees is our happy place when we're on the water, and I'm on the water, and it shouldn't be this hot. So yeah,
It's October, so I'm trying to find like a bunch of good horror movies to binge on Halloween. I think I've got 3 lined up that I know of. What?
Really,
Goalie asks, "Can I join the video from the tub?"
if you, goalie, if you can join, let's see if we can get video. We may have a goalie from the hot tub. It tends to not do well from the hot tub, but if you want to join from the hot tub, we can do it. Corey Wallace reminds us it is Thanksgiving season.
Yes. I will never forget that movie. Didn't they make
You've
like
been
5
stuffed.
sequels?
Something like that, yeah. All right, so let's see if I can invite goalie. I mean, this is a bad idea. I know this is a bad idea, and yet I am doing
Look,
it anyway.
if it will get us banned from Facebook again, I am all for it. Let's do this.
Dave. All right, I'm setting it to your Gmail account, Dave. All right. So let's see. What interesting has happened? Did you feel the earthquake, by the way? Yesterday? We had an earthquake
No.
at noon 30. I didn't feel it either.
What was I doing at 12:30? I was probably just reading. So,
No.
yeah, I didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, I wish I could say that there was something interesting that happened this last week, but not. Oh. Yeah, there was one thing that was interesting. Did I tell you about that? No, it happened. No, it happened this week. I think it happened this week. I didn't tell you about me moving from like sadness phase to anger phase of the grief instantly on the phone.
With who?
With the estate's representative from Kevin's bank.
That would do it.
It happened instantly. Yeah, I will not name this bank, but I lost it. I flat out lost it. I mean, you know me. I'm essentially a ball of rage, just thinly veiled by,
You're pretty patient,
grandmotherly.
though. Like,
I try to be.
From what the times I've seen you, like when you do get angry, you're always still, in that professional. I'm going to make my displeasure understood, but I'm not going to scream in a way that makes someone pull out a video and hit record.
Yeah. This is not what happened.
Okay.
I went full Karen. Full Karen on this guy. Yeah, lost my shit, but reasonably lost my shit because it was absolutely ludicrous. It long story short, Kevin had one bank account that did not have my name on it, and you know, they know at the same bank I have a joint bank account with his name and my name. So I've been banking with this company since I was 13.
Okay.
My whole family has banked with them. We have a lot of money in that bank because it's not just me. It's like my parents' accounts, the house accounts, all of the business accounts. They're all there. And yeah, he had a very, relatively small account with some money in it. And I don't have the bank account number because he had gone paperless.
Mm.
And I can't get access to that information because it was paperless. I don't have his bank account number. Can't find it anywhere. It's not in any of his paperwork because it was all online. But with the minute they on their own locked his account, and locked his online banking. So I can't get into his online banking to find out the account number.
Huh.
So I'm like, all right. They're like, well, what would you like to do? Would you like to close this account and move the funds over to your joint account? I was like, well, no, because I kind of want to make sure that there's nothing on there that's like auto pay or, that taxes aren't being pulled out of there. And they're like, well, no, you kind of, I mean, we can do that, but we, what's fine, but you can't use online banking. I'm like, well, how do I know if things are actually being on there so that I can move them off? And they're like, well, you can get a paper statement. I'm like, but is it set up for paper statements? And they're like, no. I go, can you set it up for paper statements? They're like, yeah, we could set that up for a one-time paper statement. I'm like, well, what about all the old paper statements, all the old statements online so I can do taxes? Yeah, we can't release that. What do you mean you can't release that? I got to file taxes. That's private information. I'm like, oh, the money's not private, but the information is private. Okay, well, I guess you will send me a paper account, a paper statement. Fine. Okay, we'll send you a paper statement. All right, cool. What address is that attached, being sent to? I know that it's my address, but I'm like, what address is it being sent to? He can see the address. He can see it's my address. He can see it's attached to all my bank accounts. I'm like, but what address is it? And he's like, oh, we can't tell you that. That's private information. And I'm like, so if it hadn't been my address, I couldn't find out the account number. I couldn't find out the information. I couldn't get a statement from you because can I change the address to my address? No, we can't change the address.
And yet you would be able to close that account and take its money.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So you could take all the important stuff. If you were just trying to steal it,
right.
You could do that easily and then not bother with.
Absolutely. If I was trying to steal it, but I'm not. So they're like, well, we'll stand behind you if, like the Social Security or, anybody else comes in and tries to take money out of the account. I'm like, oh, will you now? How exactly are you going to get a hold of me?
Yeah, that's right.
It's all private information. Do you know where I live?
No, we'll call this number. What's the number? We can't tell you.
We can't tell you.
But we will stand behind this number.
We will stand behind this number.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Dave. He says you were due for that. Yeah, I yelled at that guy so hard over the phone, and not short. 45 minutes of me screaming into the phone number about how fucked up the company was, how fucked up he was, how just a terrible situation to put somebody that's grieving and trying to get shit together. I yelled at him for so long and so hard that my dogs all immediately had diarrhea.
Oh no. Oh, that
Like they were
sucks.
so upset at mommy yelling like that for so long that they were just traumatized. They just crapped all over the. One of
Oh,
them is shooting green apple splatters because of it. He's still not okay. Buddy the Schnauzer is still like, I look at him and he's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's like, come on, dude. It was 4 days ago. Get over it. So yeah. Ah,
yeah, that's pretty eventful.
yep.
All things
Cornwallis
considered.
says, in our defense, did you see this show? Did you set this? You did set the show as explicit. I don't see why a half naked goalie can't hot tub in for the show. I mean, it could have his jockstrap on underwater. True. As long as I don't see it, I assume that there's a bathing suit there.
Yep.
So, what games you been playing? I've just been dinking around in Skyrim.
Yeah.
I'm hitting parts of Skyrim that I don't remember doing. And like, I mean, I really don't remember. And because I forgot that there were actually big decisions that you could make on how to play.
Yeah. I mean, the game is almost 10 years old.
Yeah, but I forgot that that there were decisions that you like. Do you kill Parthenax? The big dragon at
I
the
don't.
top of the
I don't.
hill. Remember the big dragon at the top of the hill? The thought that he's helping you kill the World Eater dragon. You can choose to kill
Nope.
him. Like there's two factions, one that hate the dragons, and then there's the old guys that love the dragons. And you're just trying to stop this one evil dragon. And the guys that hate the dragons want you to kill all dragons. The guys that love the dragons want you to
So
kill the one
wait,
bad one.
if we're supposed to kill one bad dragon, why do we go through the game killing all the dragons that like appear and attack us?
Because he's the one bad dragon is the one that's getting all of the other dragons on his side to take over the
Oh,
world.
so wait, are all those dragons like, oh, I accidentally killed this dog that, got angry at me because it was sick or
No, no,
something
no, no,
like
no,
that?
no, no. You have one bad dragon that is getting all the other dragons to come back and reviving all the dead dragons, essentially.
Okay, so they're not like innocent dragons that are being mind
No,
controlled or
no, it's a
something.
dragon army. You're killing the other
Oh,
soldiers of the
okay, good.
dragon army.
For a
And then
moment there, I was like, I completely
right.
misread that game.
And then they have the very, very old dragon who's sort of on your side that does not like Alduin. There's Parthenax up on the hill, and there's Alduin is evil. He will come back, and you have to go back in time with the Elder Scroll and find out the way to the special shout to destroy him.
I don't remember any of that.
Well, I did remember all that, but I didn't remember that there was a decision that you could actually kill all the dragons and be on the side of the dragon killing faction. Hey,
What did
sorry.
you choose?
I chose to just kill the one bad dragon.
Oh, I mean, you're powerful enough now. You could kill everyone.
Oh, I could kill. Oh, I could kill. I mean, I just stand in front. I just stand in front of them and like, and then they die. There's a whole. I don't know if that was added after the fact. The whole vampire.
I think that was added because, yeah, you're playing like the remake.
The collectors or the ultimate edition.
Does that
whatever it is.
include the DLC?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So then there's probably some big chunks of the game that you haven't seen before.
Yeah, so and in that there's a decision. Do you want to side on the vampire that's your companion, the daughter, or do you want to side on her father that wants to blot out the sun and take over the world as vampires?
That's that one.
No, I tried to do that. Actually, I don't know if I'd have to go way, way, way back to the very beginning.
It would actually be kind of funny. if you do that, become a vampire that gets hurt by the sun, but because you've like exploited yourself to so much health, you
Mhm.
could still probably go out into daylight and wander around like you usually do and not die
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
because you just have
Oh,
so
yeah.
much health that the sun would never kill you.
Yeah, I don't, and water breathing is not an issue. Like, I
Oh
don't
yeah, because
I
you're
just
not gonna
die
drown.
constantly. Yeah, in fact, this at the end of the big boss fight where I'm fighting the master dragon, like the original, not dragon, the original vampire who is supposed to be absolutely awful because he calls in gargoyles and skeletons and he's no pushover himself and he's constantly phasing in and out, so he's really hard to like attack. Um I got up and was in the kitchen and decided to, like, get some food, and I could hear that the fight had started, and I'm like, okay, fight started. I'll come back." And it's like I came back, and he's just been pounding on me for 10 minutes, and I come back, and I'm, like, still full health. But I've made a tactical error in that because I now have these boots that will allow me to hold 800,000 pounds of, gear on me. I never drop off my gear. Why would I anything in my
Oh
inventory? I never
no.
drop it off. And, when you shift into werewolf form, all of your effects of all of your armor go away. So I was like,
Oh.
I wanna shift into werewolf form and take care of something." I shifted into werewolf form, and it's like, I can't move. Fuck! Why can't I move?
Oh.
Oh, shit! Because 'cause I've got 10,000 pounds of gear in my pockets. Yeah.
I can imagine when you open the inventory menu, does the game just slow
No, it doesn't
trying to
slow it
process
doesn't
all
it's
that?
it's
Really?
alright. No, but I'll tell you, if you wanna find something in your inventory, it takes a while.
Yeah, yeah, I'll bet.
You go down to miscellaneous and it's like, what letter is it? Q, or like an R, starts with an R. I'm like, "Alright." Push down, because it's just like get, everything's in
Mhm.
alphabetical. If you pick something up, you better know exactly what you picked up because there is no way you're gonna find
Yeah.
it if you have to go through your inventory. So, Simunation Gaming says that's why you get Lydia. No, I actually killed Lydia early on.
Wait, can you
I should
give
say I got her killed,
could
but
you
I don't
give
care.
her, like, magic equipment and make her like you?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. You could give her the boots that will hold, that give you 800,000 pound inventory. Absolutely, you can do that. I did that for one of my companions and gave him super special armor that essentially made him not run out of mana. And he just, I just was like, here, you go on in, go take care
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna be
Let the
sitting back
intern do
here.
it.
I'm gonna go pick some hanging moss while you take care of the room full of skellies. But yeah, it's just as much fun playing it. I don't want to say it's not illegal. It's not hacked. It's just cheesed a bit. It's just fun cheap playing. In fact, I'm enjoying it more playing it cheesed because I can focus on the story. I can make decisions that aren't necessarily like the end of the world decisions. Like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
do I blot out the sun for the vampire? Sure. Why not? Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think I'm pretty close to I'm playing it very slowly because everything I do is just gets done almost instantly. I mean, I just walk in and just like flick everybody in the forehead and they all die.
So have you been doing a bunch of side quests as well, or
Oh
just
yeah,
focusing on the
all the
main
side
story?
quests. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the head of everything now. I'm the head of the
Ah,
Dark Brotherhood. I'm the head of the College of Winterhold, Archmajor College of Winterhold. I've adopted all the kids. It's really great when you walk in now. It's like, oh,
you've
Ark,
adopted
you
all the
want to? You
kids.
can adopt children now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You can build
Huh.
houses now. You can build your own houses. I have
Wow.
built my house, and yeah, yeah. It's they've definitely and I got a notification that they're doing something for October for Halloween, which is kind of cool that that they're still supporting it for the holidays. But yeah, so I'll let you know if I see anything for Thanksgiving or for Halloween.
Yeah. They're gonna manage to turn this 10-year-old game into a modern live service game.
Well, they know that there's enough people still playing it, including
Yeah, that's the
Gully and
thing.
me.
Yeah.
It holds up. It's the first time I have played a game this old that has held up. Genuinely held up. It wasn't like, oh, okay, I'll overlook some things about it. I'll overlook the graphics. I'll overlook the gameplay. No, this game won. If this game was released today, exactly how it is, and nobody had ever seen it before, people would love it just as much as they did when it was released. It still looks good. It still plays great. The ragdoll physics are so fucking satisfied. The bugs are still chef's kiss bugs.
Yeah.
The floating horses and the exploits and all of it. It's just so good. Ah. Corey says, but you can't leave your kids in oblivion. No, you cannot leave your children in
Yes.
oblivion. But I
Isn't
do
all right?
abandon them like in whatever. Like, oh, I just walk in. I'm like, oh, you, you need to move to solitude. Okay, thanks. Bye. And they go to solitude. And I don't see them for months. And
What
then
did
I
they
come
just
in.
like
It's
take
like,
off walking?
yeah, they just like, okay, I'll move myself to solitude. Thanks.
You just here's a note and a map.
That's
Go
right.
off into the world, kid.
We have a new house. Move yourself.
Moving is go build a house.
Well, no, you have to get the house first, but then the kids go there. And it's
Okay.
like when you go adopt kids, you interview them, and some of them they all have different stories. Some are like, I could kill everybody. It's like I'm okay with that. Other ones are like, I'm really sad. My parents are coming back, right? No, they're not coming back. You're in an orphanage for a reason. So yeah, it's
That is a whole section of the game that is
I'm telling you,
I don't know if it's
this
new or if
game
I just completely missed it, but wow.
never has there been a game this well supported for this long. Really. I mean, even Grand Theft Auto, I don't think is this well supported, given what it's got.
Yeah, I think
It just
GTA
this
5 is
is not
more
they're
the
supporting it
online.
because it feels less of a money grab reason why they're supporting it. Like Grand Theft Auto, it's a money grab. I'm not saying that they're not making money off of Skyrim, but they're not making
Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto money off of Skyrim.
yeah. Well, it's not a. I guess GTA is not really an MMO, but it kind of is.
It sort of is. Anyway,
Yeah, you can't abandon them. We can't have our kids and then abandon them in the Hellgate.
Corey says, tell the kids that your parents were left in oblivion by Nick and Edie. If you're new to the channel, I will explain this I will background this joke. Nick and I played Fable 3?
Yeah,
Fable
3.
3? Yeah, Fable 3 when it came out. And if you recall, Fable 3 allowed you to have children with other players. And Nick and I had a child together. And at the end of the game, remember there was like a gate into like the
It was hell.
afterworld. It was hell, essentially. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a gate into hell. And when you were in town with your kid would follow you around. And we were in the town where the kid was, and the gate to hell was open, and Nick and I went in and did I think it's like the final mission for all intents and purposes for that
I don't
game.
remember why it was there or what we did there,
It
but
was
I just
some
know we
mission
went
we had to
inside.
go in.
Mhm.
And we went in, the kid followed us in, and then we left and the gate closed. And the kid was left behind in hell.
Yep.
So Nick and I have a child that is living in hell at the moment, abandoned in hell.
I like to think that he now rules it.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. There's no question about that. All right, so that was my story of Skyrim that I didn't think I was going to talk about Skyrim. What do you got?
I also have not been playing too much. I finished a couple things, and I'm in this like nice in between place with games
Mhm.
where I'm not. I don't have. It sounds bad to say this, but I don't feel obligated to play anything. It's more just
Yeah,
like I haven't picked up anything new yet, and it's like, oh, I'm kind of appreciating not having this thing to do.
I know. Yeah, that's kind of sort of where I'm at. Why have been enjoying Skyrim because this is something I'm playing for the pure joy of it, not because I want to
Mhm.
report on it.
And so early in the week, I finished Vigil, the game I've been kind of playing off and on for the past several weeks.
Mhm.
Um, and I kind of really got into it this week just because I knew I was close to the end. And I still think that game is really, really cool. Nothing about my opinions have changed. The world is a lot bigger than I thought it was in a way that I find really satisfying because
Mhm.
I'm just I'll be in an area and wandering around, exploring it, fighting the monsters in it, and I kind of come to a path that then loads into another area. And it's like, well, what is this? And as I start to explore, I realize, oh, this is an entirely new zone. And then I find another path that takes me to an entirely new zone. And it's that cool feeling of you find an alleyway and you go down, and then suddenly you're in another city. And it's like each zone is completely different in the way that it's structured, in the way that it's laid out. And so discovering all those new zones is really satisfying and really cool just to see what new environment is the game going to throw at me next. Uh, and I think I've said before, like it's not a really difficult game. Uh, it has one of those endings where you get to the end and you make one of three choices, and that kind of determines what ending you get.
Mhm.
And like I beat the boss of the game 3 times in a row because it really wasn't that difficult. Um, just to see what each of the different endings were. I still don't really know what was going on in the story, but in a way that doesn't detract from it, kind of like Dark Souls, where you just kind of I'm in the atmosphere of the world, right? It's kind of like this spooky, uh, gothic horror world that has someone's trying to like summon a goddess and things are going wrong. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's just enough breadcrumbs of a narrative that I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of into whatever weird stuff is going on. Um, it's one of those games where after I beat it, I want to go watch a lore video that explains what I just went through.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's fully enjoyable. And I feel kind of lucky that the only reason I picked it up is because I just stumbled across a random YouTube video that was like, "Hey, you should play this gem of a game," and I just happened to watch it and think, "Yeah, that sounds neat," and then picked up the game. And it's kind of fun to uh, play something like that that you otherwise never would have known existed.
Right.
Right? If I didn't
Those
stumble across
discovery moments are so satisfying.
yeah, like that because of that one video, if I hadn't watched it, I would not have known this game existed. And yeah, it was a nice pleasant surprise for the past several weeks.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I played a little bit of that I've also been playing on and off for the past couple weeks is the Ascent, that kind of dual joystick cyberpunk shooter.
Mhm.
And I think I finally realized that I don't like playing the Ascent, which is too bad because I really like everything else that it's doing. I think the
Mhm.
game looks fantastic. The top down view of the world is just so cool, and just the aesthetics of it, the cyberpunk world that it makes, just looks really awesome. Uh, there are a couple videos that I've seen online of the Ascent from a first person point of view where people were able to like hack the PC version and bring the camera down to like the character's level, and it still looks amazing.
Mhm.
It's a really cool looking world. I love the music. I've actually listened to the music while working because it's just cool electronic music. But the actual playing of the game kind of sucks. Um, what I've
Really?
and like I realize it like hitting a boss in a section that I was supposedly over leveled before, but I still just kept dying over and over again. And I think my problem with the game is it's a dual joystick shooter, so you move with one stick, shoot with the other. The game has a tendency to throw a lot of enemies at you, and they all shoot. They've all got guns. And so when you have like 8 guys shooting at you at the same time,
Mhm.
you can dodge, uh, but you dodge, and the thing about guns is they kind of shoot fast.
Right.
And so I dodge one set of bullets, only to get shot by another set of bullets. And the game has this interesting cover system where you can duck behind things to protect yourself from that. But when it throws a bunch of enemies at you, it also throws a bunch of melee guys at you who are going to run up with wrenches or claws or katanas and just smack you in the face.
Mhm.
So it's like, well, I'm behind cover, but then I have to get out of cover, and then I get shot. So I go back into cover, and then I get hit, so I get out of cover. And it feels like it's all of the combat feels harder than it should be because the controls just don't really feel up to the task of like dealing with the enemies as they are presented to you.
Mhm.
So for the most part, I played it for as long as I did because it's not really that hard. It's kind of just a simple run and gun thing. But then I hit an area where all of a sudden it felt like the developers were, hey, we have all these systems in place. We want you to think about them. We haven't taught you anything about them.
Right.
You haven't needed to do anything with them, but you should understand the difference between ballistic weapons and energy weapons. Even though that has never been an issue before, all of a sudden it is now.
Right.
And I kind of hit a moment. I was like, yeah, I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, well, that's smart. You know what you like, know what you don't like, and don't do the stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah, I still really like the soundtrack though. I've still got it like favorited on YouTube to listen to
Mhm.
while I work.
AC Wraith says Death's Gambit just got a big Afterlife update, so it might be time to try that again. Yeah.
I should. I played a lot of that on the PC Game Pass because for some reason it's not available on the console Game Pass, which
Mhm.
is too bad.
Yeah. All right. So, any other games that you played?
No,
Me
that's
either.
that's it.
All right. So, let's hit, because we have a lot of it, the news. This is the GameHounds News, the news, views, and commentary of the week in gaming with Kamariti and Nick DiNicola. And our first item is, what do we want to talk about? I mean, there's so much to talk about right now.
Yeah, I mean you're always wanting to do the above the fold stuff.
All right.
I don't
Uh,
think I have much above the fold.
I guess the above the fold story, it's kind of a debate for me of which is the above the fold story. If it's Konami's eFootball launching on Wednesday, or if it was this week in Activision Blizzard shit show. What do
I
you
feel like
think?
it's always Activision.
All right, let's do this week in Activision Blizzard shit show. Yeah, that wow. Yeah. Yeah, this all of the like, oh, I feel so great that Bobby Kotick finally got subpoenaed that we had last week was completely wiped out a day later. So, when we last talked, couple things had happened. The National Labor Relations Board had filed an unfair labor practices suit against Activision Blizzard for worker intimidation and using coercion to stop unionization tactics. Unionization. They use tactics according to the suit, like surveilling employees, interrogating them, making threats, and promising benefits. Then the other thing that happened last week, that was followed by the Federal Securities Exchange Commission's opening up the investigation of the company that about the disclosures or lack thereof to investors by the C-suites of the company that had been under investigation by California regulators, which is required. They're required by SEC law to disclose to investors that they are under investigation by a state agency. Well, that's where we left. The day after our last show, I woke up in the morning to see two stories. Both of them had happened that day. First one, the Federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, federal agency dealing with workplace violations. They filed suit against Activision Blizzard, accusing them of subjecting female employees to sexual harassment, retaliating against them for complaining about that said harassment, and paying female employees less than male employees. The company was also, according to the suit, discriminating against employees due to their pregnancy. This is what the complaint alleged. Almost immediately, as soon as that complaint was filed, it was settled. Activision Blizzard settled it for $18 million. They're setting up an $18 million fund to, quote, compensate and make amends to eligible claimants. If there's any remaining amount that's not paid out to claimants, then it's going to be donated to charities focused on harassment, gender equality, that kind of stuff. So keep in mind, we are talking about hundreds of employees over many, many years. Because, I mean, the Cosby Suite thing was what? How many years ago?
17?
17 years ago?
Not 17, like 2017?
2017. Yeah. So like 5 years ago. Yeah, it's been over many years. We're talking about potentially hundreds of people that may have claims against that for compensation because they were discriminated against. Also, keep in mind that Activision, according to its own revenue statements, makes $25 million a day.
Yeah.
So here's what I think happened is that whoever was leading up that prosecution never bothered to figure out A, how long it had been going on, and B, how much money this company makes. And just said, we think $1 million. You know, they were like, I think you should pay $18 million.
And like also Bobby Kotick just starts laughing.
And right, and Bobby right, and they're like 18 million, okay. No problem. We'll pay that. No problem. Yeah, that's $18 million, by the way, is 17 hours worth of revenue for the company.
Yeah.
They make more than $1 million an hour.
I was at least heartened because I saw the headline that they settled first.
Mm-hmm. I saw the headline they settled first as well. I'm like, they settled? Wait a minute. The EOC filed suit. And it was like, oh, they filed suit this morning. They settled in the afternoon.
Yeah. So I saw they settled for $18 million. And I thought that was one of the larger state things. And I thought, well, that is soul crushing and disappointing. Yeah. But then when I read, it was just another organization that sued them that they filed suit this day, I was like, okay, that still sucks, but at least the other things are still ongoing.
And yeah, the EEOC fucked up big time. And it has, by the way, you know, my was like $18 million. Wait a minute, that's it? So who settled with Activision Blizzard for that amount? And yeah, it has that announcement did not go over well. Disapproval within the industry was almost immediate, including truly. The Campaign to Organize Digital Employees, which is a branch of the Communication Workers of America, which is the union that is relevant to the gaming industry. They issued you know what I did to that bank guy? That was the statement that they released. They called it mere pennies considering the resources available to this cash-rich corporation. In a tweet, the Code CWA, which is the Campaign for Organized Digital Employees branch of CWA, they put out a tweet that they said that because this has sent a message that corporate bad actors will not be held accountable for their abuse of workers. The secretary treasurer of the CWA, the whole union, wrote in a much longer response to the union that this was absolutely unacceptable and called for and essentially turned to California, to the Fair Employment Housing National Labor Relations Board. Or she called to the California Department of Fair Housing and Employment and Housing. That's the one who filed the first suit, and to the National Labor Relations Board, which was the one that filed the second suit, and to the SEC, which is the one that filed the third suit. They said, do not do this. Do not look at this settlement and think this is okay. This was a fuck up of monumental proportions, and do not settle for something like this. Don't use this amount as your benchmark. They said that she asked that they pay attention to this and to, quote, choose to truly hold Activision Blizzard accountable for the sake of its 10,000 workers. So yeah, somebody at the EEOC, I could almost bet, has lost his job or her job
Has the
for
EEOC
accepting that one.
made any sort of statement about it? About the settlement?
No announcement. Yeah, that was a fuck up of monumental proportions. And I'm really surprised we haven't seen anything from them. Now, here's the one possible saving grace, is that the settlement has to be approved by the courts. And it may very
Okay.
well be that the courts look at this settlement and go, yeah, this isn't enough. 17 hours of business to settle this kind of discrimination suit that went on for years and multiple company wide. Yeah, I don't see a judge approving this, but it's possible. So anyway, yeah, that's the latest in the shit show. Oh, by the way, I have all of these. EEOC file suit, EEOC settle for pennies, union settles. There we go. That's pretty much what happened. So what's your item?
Oh, okay. Following that up, with some more fun news. Netflix has long said that they are interested in getting into gaming, and they've made a real push for that this week by buying the Oxenfree developer. I think it's Night School Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't made any comment of like what they're working on, but it's assumed that it will probably be either something original for Netflix specifically, or that it will be something based off of Netflix's existing IP.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Netflix is not the platform where you can distribute games.
No, it depends on the game. Like, they've had a bunch of interactive things on the service. There's that Black Mirror show.
Yeah, but that's
They have the Kimmy
interactive
Schmidt,
television. That's not games.
but they also have Minecraft Story Mode, the Telltale game.
Okay.
And when you think about Telltale's games, they do seem like they are very easily playable on a TV with just a
Right.
basic remote. And Night School Studios, the games that they have made as well, are very similar in that regard. Where, I mean, Oxenfree itself, the biggest game, involved a lot of like walking back and forth and choosing dialogue options, not a whole lot of Twitch-based action inputs that would harm something that's coming through your TV like that. So
Right.
if they wanted to make something that was playable on a television or like through the Netflix app, their kind of games do lend themselves better to it than others. But then this could also just be, they're making a Stranger Things game or something along those lines.
Right. Right.
That it's
Or maybe both. Who knows?
yeah. Like, just because they're making a game doesn't necessarily mean it has to be on Netflix, but Netflix has said that they want to create games that are playable within the app.
Mm-hmm. What game, what Netflix property would you want Night School Studios to make?
if it wasn't Night School Studios, the obvious immediate answer would be Squid Game, just because that feels like really hitting
Really?
on a zeitgeist of something. I mean, a game about a death game, it just feels perfectly appropriate, right? Like, there you go, you have it right there.
But I mean, I've only watched 2 episodes of Squid Games. Or is it Squid Games or Squid Game?
I
I
think,
think it's Squid Game.
yeah, singular.
Singular. I only watched 2 episodes of it. It's too stressful for me. It's
Yeah,
too.
it's intense.
Yeah, I can't do intense. Not right
Um,
now. But I it's like if you made a Squid game, wouldn't that just be fuck, not Gang Beasts. What's that other game though where it's like you have to get through all of the
Fall Guys?
not is it Fall is it Fall, yeah, Fall Guys. That's all it
Yeah,
is. It's Fall Guys, except it's, not like little cute
yeah.
squidgies that you're trying to do. It's
I mean,
there he is.
yeah, you could do that. But if it's Night School specifically, I don't know.
What 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 the fuck
What?
is your goalie 6969 at CompuServe.net?
Just in case anybody wants to get a hold of me.
That's the email I always send my stuff to.
I don't think I've ever had CompuServe.net, but
I
it's
have
free.
never.
It's free. Um,
Nick, you still use your Hotmail account, don't you?
No, I don't. I've never even had a Hotmail account.
No, Andrew has a Hotmail account.
I do. Too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
still have an AOL account.
I discriminate against people that have Hotmail accounts and AOL accounts.
that's why
and
he's
I'm not
that's
the
why
only
Andrew's
one.
not on the show. Is because
I finally get. I was on AOL since like '94. No joke. And the only reason I kept it is because a lot of my contacts were that old. But now on my phone, even on her phone now, we can't get email. It's screwing up. And even I go online, AOL.com, just to check to see if anybody from the past has emailed me, and it wouldn't load. And it's just like all you get. You go to their page, and it's all like political news. Can I get my mail?
Right.
Sorry, can't load mail. How would you
Are
like to
you
see more?
complaining about the customer service of AOL?
How would you like to see more political news? Here we go.
Really?
Here's some more news for you. How about the weather? I just want my mail, thank you. Nope, can't get it. So yeah, so I've had Hotmail for a long time too, and I got them all. I got them all, but I'm gonna try this CompuServe.net to see if I can get it.
okay. Yeah.
I
I'm
wasn't.
sure their customer service is just as good, if not better.
I was in one of their newsrooms. Those are fun. Have you been in a newsroom? Those are great.
Of
CompuServe?
Those are great. Yeah, I've been in a newsroom. It was great.
Newsrooms.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I had
Yeah,
Prodigy.
wow.
I
See,
had Prodigy too. Did you ever have Prodigy?
I had Prodigy.
I had Prodigy to dial up.
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't. That's
When I upgraded from the
funny.
9600 to the 144, it was just like, I'm flying on the internet. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm flying at 14.4. You should see the text load. Yeah. Good times.
So yeah. I mean, we're talking complete gibberish to people Nick's age and younger.
Yeah,
All the millennials,
I don't
yeah.
know.
All the world
Prodigy,
haters don't know
what?
what we're talking about. You don't know the
do
suffering.
the sound, right? The
You don't.
sound of dial-up.
I
trying to
know the
connect on
dial-up sound. I have.
your brain.
And
I
then
have
nobody in the
heard
house.
dial-up sound.
Nobody in the house
Nobody
could use the
can't
phone.
pick up the phone. You can't pick up the phone.
Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Oh,
You pick up the phone. Oh God darn it!
I was just chatting to somebody from St. Louis. We're talking about the hockey game and that
Or you turn off call waiting. For God's sakes, turn off call waiting.
good times.
Yep.
Good times.
All right. Thank you for that. If you want to see more of Goalie, the Digital Dykes podcast, there is the list for the digital.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we just did episode 107 this week. We had another great interview. We've been interviewing a lot of people that make games.
Mhm.
Oh, fun. Do I get time for a funny story?
You too.
Yeah.
Of course I am, because I'm the guest, right? I get time for a story here.
Exactly.
So the guy we had on this week, he was from a company called Sports Mogul. Okay, and they make a game called Baseball Mogul and Football Mogul,
Mm-hmm.
and I that was the first sports sim game in recent times. I played some like front page sports or whatever, but the first sports sim game that I played, and I met him at PAX East. And I told him that. So he's on the show, we're interviewing him, and I said, were you at PAX East? And are you from Connecticut? And he's like, yep, we were from Connecticut. And I says, because we were at PAX East for the GameHounds, and I stumbled off into the dark area. Okay, it was a very dark area.
Corners are always the best places for stuff.
Yeah, it was scary over there at PAX because I got away from the video games and I was into cards, like stuff Nick was into. Nick kept trying to drag me over there. I was like, no, it's not. There's no TVs over there. There's no TVs over there. So, yeah, it was Clay Dressler from Dresslock from Sports Mogul, and they were playing a football game on a table with cards. And I was like, what is this game with cards? He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. He goes, but we do have computer games. And he gave me a business card. He says, go to our Facebook page. You can download these games. You can download the older one for free. And I downloaded it and I come home and played it after PAX East. And I was like, ooh, these games are fun. And that was my first foray into the sports sims. And that's kind of spawned the whole Digital to Dice podcast. Come off of that game, off of that guy. He goes, I don't remember you. And I says, well, I kind of don't remember you either because it was PAX and it was busy. But I remember that you were from Connecticut and you gave me your game for free. And that was my first game. And we had him on the show.
Nice. It's all come full circle.
It did. I guess he moved out west. I don't know if he's in Utah or California or something like that. But he was in the Boston area for a long time. And I remember talking to him, and they were from Connecticut. And I was like, well, what's this? You know, because I'm playing Madden, right? And this is just like a mousy clicky type of game. Oh, you click on this, you click on your play, and then it tells you the result of the play. It's like, oh, well, I want to play Madden, you know. So at the time, I wasn't ready for that type of game. Well, now that I'm older and I can't play Madden.
Yeah.
I can't even get through the tutorial. It's like, okay, pitch the ball to the runner, spin, and get in the end zone. No, no, I'm going to play Skyrim.
Good old Skyrim.
So that was funny that I ran into him at I think it might have been the first PAX East too, the first or the second PAX East.
The one that was downtown.
Yeah, that the. Not the Hanover
It wasn't
building.
at the Boston Convention Center. The one.
Yeah, what was it? The Hancock Tower, right?
Right. The one that was downtown.
What year was that? Because I have 2016
God.
as the game that I got. Was that 2016? Was that 5 years? No, that was more than 5 years ago, right? PAX has been more than 5 years.
PAX East.
Let me see. I am sure I can find it on Wikipedia. It will say.
Maybe it was 14.
2010 was the first PAX East.
Really?
Okay. And that was the one that was downtown.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe that's when I met him because he's been making the game since like the 90s. So this, but yeah, it was kind of neat.
The Heinz Convention Center.
The Heinz Convention.
Yeah, it was
Center.
it was the basement floor. It was the basement floor.
Yeah,
but I think it was the Hancock building. It's the big tower with that little steeple on it in Boston. That's where it was. It was on the bottom floor there. So it was either that one or it was the very first one at the convention center because they moved that the next year in Boston.
Right, because it was the one at the Heinz Convention Center was it was too crowded.
Well, they didn't know though. I mean, this was the first one in Boston. It's like, hey, let's put this video game thing, and it's been doing good out west. And it was like, boom. I mean, and we out here on the East Coast don't get nothing like that. So we were starving for this stuff. Okay, so this was a big deal for us, and it sold out in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, attendance of 52,290. Its first year.
Yeah, and they probably turned people away too.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. This year, the PAX West, which always sells out instantly. This year, there were both individual weekend day passes and full event passes on the opening day. That's how people went.
Yeah.
Do we have like a final head count of how many people went?
They don't really say. The PAX doesn't release their attendance information, and usually until like the year afterwards. They don't. They hold that pretty close.
The PAX out here, I don't know if it was 2020 or 2021. But at the last minute, everybody started pulling out, all the vendors and so I had people that went and they're like, there was nobody there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what it was this year. Is that at PAX West is that people were going and it was empty. I mean, all the well, there were no major
Yeah.
developers. Like none of the majors were there, but the
Mm.
ones that were there, it was like you just kind of walk through, and
Yeah.
it wasn't any
Yeah,
crowd.
it was kind of half-assed.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad we decided not to go for obvious reasons beyond
Yeah.
just public our own personal safety, but also it just there wasn't much about.
Yeah, when that many people start pulling out, vendors pull out, it's like, yeah. We got a flea market here, and it's outside, and I went to the first one of the year, and it was kind of iffy weather day, and I get there, it was like half full. It was like, why did I go here? It's like there's rows and rows and rows of emptiness. It's just like,
Yeah,
so.
nothing but tumbleweeds,
Yeah.
crickets and farts. That's all there was.
Crickets and
Is that,
oh.
never heard that
Hey,
before.
don't
but
you
I
watch-
like that.
That's a club term when like music club, like you just play into crickets and farts.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I saw on YouTube. I saw the G4 reunion they had, and I don't know if it was last year, or the year before, or or a couple years
yeah.
ago, but it was
Keep
had
bringing
Sess
that
on there,
back.
and had Morgan and a few of the other people on there. They do a few of these things. They all sit around a table. They have these reunions of these shows or these movies or whatever, or TV series. And I was watching the G4, and they showed some old clips, some stuff I remembered, some stuff I didn't. It was kind of neat. I didn't mind the G4. It was the only video game channel out there for crying out
Yeah,
loud.
I remember they made a big deal
Yeah,
about
I
bringing
kinda-
that back, but I haven't heard anything about it since then.
I kind of hated G4 because it had originally been Tech TV, and then it got rebranded, and then it was just not.
Well,
It
no,
lost its-
G4 was G4 before Tech TV, but then like someone bought someone and they merged.
Right.
It
Yeah,
was, remember,
that's
it was
right.
ZD
G4
TV.
was on G4 was on what was the name of the GQ channel? The one that was started with an S.
Oh, Spike! I think
Spike TV.
Spike bought G4,
Yeah.
and that's when they lost all of their super dorky shows, which was a
Nothing wrong
shame.
with super dorky shows. That's when
No,
they got
I know, and that's what made it
right.
good.
That's
but
right.
then
No,
they
it
got
was
rid
Tech
of it all.
TV that got morphed into Attack of the Show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
right.
what it was.
Where
And
they
Leo
lost me.
Laporte,
They had a show, yeah. They had ZD TV, which is good because it was a tech channel. Then it was the Tech TV with Leo Laporte, and that was good because that was at a time that I was like building my own computers and stuff, and it was fun watching that stuff. And hey, what should I upgrade and this and that. And now with computers, now I don't tinker anymore. I just buy them off the shelf. So I mean so that went away, and it went into some gaming stuff, and it was good for a while till there was one thing where it just showed these people just sitting there playing games.
Yeah.
And it was like, that is the dumbest thing
so
I've ever
Twitch?
seen. Yeah, it was basically Twitch on TV. It's like, I want to give me game reviews. Show me some game footage. I don't want to just see you sitting here going, oh, look, I played. I killed someone. Look at that. And they're just playing. And it's like, oh, man. But it was fun for a while. I enjoyed some of the skits that they had and some of the reviews. I used to like the reviews, Adam Sess. They would review hockey games and football games. And,
Yeah.
they all did reviews. And I remember seeing Sess walking around PAX a few times. That was kind of good.
It's been AC Ray says it's been back with some people for quite a while as a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just looking up. It's a lot of Adam Sessler, and it looks like it's one of those video essay YouTube channels.
Yeah,
So it's a
He
lot
says
of like
it's a video page full of Adam Sessler thumbnails.
yeah, mostly him.
Yeah.
But it's like talking about Deathloop. What's the best mission in Red Dead 2? Why Marcus Phoenix is a good character. And,
Right.
I say, but that stuff interests me. That's
No,
the stuff that
I
I would
think
watch.
That's neat. And they're only like 10, 15 minutes long. But it's interesting to see that that's the route they took as opposed to, I don't know, making some weekly programming, the live stream.
Right.
Yeah, I enjoyed some of the stuff. I mean, sometimes they talked about cell phones, which was kind of neat, and they talked, some different tech stuff and video games.
And I
And
remember on
I
Attack
enjoyed
of the Show, who's the guy that started Dig?
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin, I like
Kevin Rose.
Kevin. Is it Kevin
was-
Pereira? Kevin Pereira.
No,
that's the other Kevin.
Rose.
There were two Kevins.
Kevin Rose, who started Dig after he left Tech TV. That he was the black hat hacker. He was the one that's like, here's how to hack stuff. He was the one that would dive into the deeper parts of the internet. But yeah, I know Kevin Rose left there, started Dig, and became a multi. He was dating he was dating Morgan for a while, as I
Really?
recall.
Really?
Yeah, he and Morgan were a thing.
You say Morgan, and the first thing that comes to my mind is Freeman?
No, what's her name?
Webb.
Morgan Webb. Yes, he and Morgan Webb were an item. And then she dumped him, and then he became a multimillionaire.
What is he doing now?
Oh wow.
Yeah. Kevin Rose, thank you very much for the Wikipedia on that. Yeah. So can we get back to news, please? GameHounds news, please.
I
GameHounds
guess.
news, please.
Yeah, I can stick around for a few minutes, and then I gotta
Oh wait,
jump out.
he has now okay. He started a watch enthusiast, wristwatch enthusiast website
I'm all
called
about that. I am
Watchville,
really. I am a
then-
total watch enthusiast as well.
which then merged with another watch enthusiast site called Hodenki.
Mm-hmm.
And he is now the chief executive. Oh no. Okay, he was the chief executive of Hodenki and then stepped down in 2017 to start a startup venture firm. So
That
he's now
doesn't
like a
surprise me.
venture capitalist.
He's a venture capitalist. He's a bajillionaire. That's what he is. With his all of his
Watch
Whatever
and
happened to the
big money.
Atari thing? Did the Atari thing ever come out?
Enthusiast.
It's still coming out. Oh, we had a couple of stories about that with what was the name of that rapper? The
Oh yeah, Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. That's right.
Okay.
Soldier Boy said that he owned Atari and didn't realize that his contract said that it was an endorsement deal for Atari coin,
Yeah, the cryptocurrency.
the cryptocurrency that Atari has issued. Atari thing is still not out yet. I guess
And
it's coming.
Tommy Tallarico's still trying to get the Intellivision back.
I think that one
Yes,
did come out.
That did come out.
that did come out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The only problem with the Intellivision was a lot of those things were 2 players. That was the killer for Intellivision.
Yeah. And also these are just people that have the IPs for these companies, and they're not really, I mean, they're not really consoles.
No.
They're trying to, once they started having the N64 remakes, was it the N64 remake that came out? The mini
Yeah,
N64
the
that started,
NES.
sorry, the mini NES came
The
out.
C64 too.
Yeah.
Commodore 64
Like
too.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
No.
Atari, Intellivision or Atari putting out a
No,
little
but
tiny
the
console
things that
that
they're
just
putting
has
out,
all of those games on it.
they
That's not
come
a
out
bad
with-
idea.
It's not a bad idea, but they come out with these like pie in the skies. This is what we're going to do. And then they issue them, and they're not what they promised they were originally going to be because they don't have the money
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
No. But I mean, you can play Atari for $10 to $20 on Steam. Why spend $300 on a console?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, anyway, next item. My next item is let's hit the other above the fold thing.
Okay. Well, I got one that I think goalie would enjoy.
Yes, let's go with the
let's
one
do the
that.
goalie one would enjoy. Then
Okay.
we'll hit the other one.
Chatterbait, the sex streaming website. They
No.
are now allowing people to stream some games. And I say some games because they have a very specific list of approved games, all of which are somewhat sex related. Spunk Stock, Future Fragments is one. Because I guess
Oh, can I? Yeah, no, I can't put that on the screen. Yeah, no, I cannot put that on the screen. I was hoping that I might be able
Oh.
to just maybe put the front page. No. You
Is
can't.
Army Gals on there? I still have Army Gals.
I don't have.
Remember
the
I was challenged to
approved
play
list in
Army
front of
Gals?
me. I remember that.
Did you play it?
Maybe. I played some of it. It was okay. It's about a kid that was he had to survive, and he had some girls, and these girls were fighting over him, and then he went out with one, and one got mad, and they made out in the woods and stuff like that. It was all right.
You know how it goes. But I guess with like the increasing controversy on Twitch of like hot tub streamers and all that, Chatterbait I guess put out a specific thing that says you're not allowed to stream games because it's like it was a preemptive move to not get themselves into hot water because if someone there streams GTA, maybe Take Two would be like, we don't approve of this and
Yeah,
sue them
I
or
see.
something. And so the list of approved games is like the developers have explicitly said, no, you can stream these games. It's okay. And what's funny is there's another game. What was it called? There's a game that is not actually sexual, but that sounds like it is. There's an axe throwing game called Log Jammers. The developer has said, you can stream this. That's fine.
I saw that movie, by the way.
So I don't think it would ever get to the point where Chatterbait rivals Twitch. But it is kind of interesting to see like an explicitly sex-related site going, no, you can stream some games. Everyone is getting into game streaming now.
Yeah,
I have-
It is
game
the
streaming
hot
is-
thing.
Game streaming is the new porn streaming.
Last
Yeah,
played April
yeah.
24th, 2017. I played 58 minutes of Army Gals.
58 minutes of
I
it.
didn't quite
That
make an
is
hour.
impressive.
Didn't
For-
quite make an
For
hour.
a brief moment, I thought you were gonna say hours.
I think it's like a 3 or 4 hour game. It's really a short game.
Well, you play it over and over again. Make all the different choices, see all the different paths.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any of the hot tub videos on Twitch?
Yes.
I had to, because I don't go on Twitch much, and I heard about it, so I had to see it. Oh my gosh. Maybe if I was 30 years younger, it might interest me, but it's just, oh my gosh. It is just these young girls sitting in a tub with a pickle flotation device. For $20, I'll write your name on this floaty thing.
Yeah.
You know, for $20, I'll do 10 squats here in the hot tub, up, down, and I'm just like, people are paying real money for this? Oh man,
Yep.
man.
All right. So my item that Goalie may or may not care about. It's actually, you would be interested in this because there's visuals.
So Nick goes with the Chatterbait. Oh, goalie would be interested in
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Gee, thanks.
I knew you played Army Gals. I knew that was your game of the year when that came out. I was like, yeah, goalie's into this.
Yeah. So eFootball. Are you aware of this?
Oh, I heard something about this.
Right. So Konami. Everybody, let's all say it together. Fuck Konami.
Konami.
Thank you. So Konami released eFootball, which is the rebranding of Pro Evolution Soccer from the 1990s. And they released it on Wednesday. Now, it was touted that this was going to be the next big game to essentially compete with FIFA. It was supposed to be revolutionary and adding all new dynamics that FIFA doesn't have, totally realistic gameplay. They had contracts with some of the biggest names in soccer, like Ronaldo, Cristiano, and Lionel Messi, and all of them. And it was just going to be amazing. And the trailer looked unbelievable. Preview trailer. Well, it came out. It has quickly become the worst reviewed game ever in the history of Steam.
Oh, it got hammered. It got
In the
hammered.
history of Steam.
In the history of
It's
Steam.
bad.
worst. There's
The
a lot of
worst.
games on Steam.
I know.
Yeah. No,
It is
this
the
took it deep.
worst reviewed game
Mhm.
ever. It is
That's-
laughably bad.
That is an accomplishment.
Yeah. It has got bugs. It is full of fails. Let me I'll pull up one of the super cuts of comparing the glitches and the bugs. So they were expected to be like just amazing and everything was going to be completely realistic. Let's see. Maybe we can find one here if it will actually show it. There sometimes the
Take down the
arms-
Chatterbait. Take down the Chatterbait thing.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Oh,
Banners. Gotta change my banner. Thank you very much. Let's see. The game's lags. People run through
Just
the
kind of running off
AI.
to the side,
Bad AI, obviously.
and then hanging out, and now
like
they're just running out of the stadium.
It's like Skyrim. Let me guess. Somebody took your sweet roll. Dude, come back. The game's not over.
Oh, let's see what we got here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the goalie almost missed a kick.
Let's see. Did we see what it was? Oh, wow. This is a good one. Watch this. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the most famous people in the world.
Ooh, ooh. That's not a good look.
It's like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Oh.
So arms and legs do really strange things, like
They
and
just
the
slide
skating.
across the field.
Yep, the skating across the field. Ball. Let's see. Is this one of the where the arms kind of go nuts? Yep. There we go.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I know Madden did stuff like this, and even NHL hockey did stuff like this. Maybe not to this extent, but that's what gave the game some flavor. When it did weird things like, even Skyrim, I
Right.
keep going back to Skyrim. It did weird stuff. The NPC does weird stuff, and you kind of laughed at. Now this might be a little too much for supposed to be a realistic sports game, so
it's
I
supposed to
get
be
that.
a realistic sports
But
game.
It also
Once
looks
in a
like this
while-
would interfere with like you playing it.
Right, and it
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
Many
that's a
of
good
these
point,
things
yeah.
do interfere with you playing it. Like clearly that interfered with your ability.
Oh my gosh, this guy's arm is just coming out of its socket. It's just, oh.
There's one of a guy that's that his arms go nuts and he's kind of Naruto running across the field like that.
I mean, it's really too bad because some of these shots look really, really good.
Right. Oh, and
Some of
then
these-
of course the crowd shots.
Oh, they're just still. Whoa, wait, what? Did that ref just get kicked across the field?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh boy, here's some chatterbait. That was from Logjammers.
Yeah, that was.
Just some horrible stuff going on.
That was bad.
Horrible.
That was bad.
It is
Those
all
last couple seconds
So
really
yeah, and
highlighted.
that's some of the extremes. So yeah,
And that's just the bugs.
yeah, that's just the bugs. It is an unmitigated disaster. From early on, I mean, Konami had said that they wanted to turn this into an esports title along the lines of FIFA.
Oh, gee,
and they
if-
actually released a roadmap for the future
Oh.
of all the things they were going to do to support it.
How do you
So-
release that? That is, I mean, occasionally a bug is fine. Something funny that happens. Like I say, you see the clips. Oh, this is hilarious. But again, like Nick said, when it wrecks the game or it interferes with playing the game, or when
interferes
it's
with the game, something terrible.
now it depends on how much. I mean, we saw some clips, but these are all edited clips of bad things that are happening. So I mean, is it happening all during the
Yes,
game, or is it
yes,
once a game,
it's
once every other
happening
game?
all during the game. So this
that would be annoying.
is let's see
And I
the
think this is-
outcry. Let's see the Steam 250, which is a website that since 2014 has ranked all the storefronts games relative to one another based on user scores. Currently, eFootball is the worst among its bottom 100 games. One of the let's see. I thought I wrote one of the reviews, but the reviews are like, if you put it in 60 FPS, it is awful. If you put it in 30 FPS, it is an unmitigated. I mean, it is unplayable. It makes Cyberpunk's release look like Skyrim.
It is overwhelmingly negative on the reviews on Steam.
Right.
And
yeah.
AC Wraith in the chat
My
mentioned it's also a free-to-play game with loot boxes.
Right, it is
So
a
it's not
free to
just
play
buggy.
game. Right, it's a free to play game. It has it's not just also loot boxes, but also you have to pay money to unlock anything but a couple very basic play styles, play
It's
matches.
yeah, one of the it's out there to kind of suck your
it
money
is
$1 at a time.
all negative. Let me see if I can share my screen just to show you what I'm seeing here. Let's see. I'll just share my entire screen and then I'll just minimize my thing here. Can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Okay. So this is eFootball 22, right? 2020,
Mhm.
22. So at the top here, overwhelmingly negative. And
Mhm.
if I scroll down, I mean, it's just all red thumbs down.
Yeah, there's
I
nobody
mean,
that's saying it's
I scrolled
even.
down pretty far. I haven't found even like a medium. Oh,
There we go.
here's
Ah,
one. Balanced impression, blah 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 blah. But look at all these negatives here. Tragic. You know, this game exists. Fall flat out 3. Finally, a worthy opponent. That must mean Fallout 3. Um, yeah, just laughably unplayable. Hilarious. Laughed a lot. Absolute laugh. The best ad for FIFA. Rest in peace. Worst football game ever. Konami, go home. You are drunk. You know, you promised me heaven and put me through hell. Oh, my grandmother could do better. She's dead. I mean, yeah, they got hammered.
So, it's so bad that Konami issued an apology. And the apology is about as good as the game itself. After the release of eFootball 2022, we have received a lot of feedback and requests regarding game balance that includes pass speed and defense operation. We would also like to acknowledge that there have been reports of problems users have experienced with cutscenes, facial expressions, movement of players, and behavior of the ball. We're very
Some
sorry.
users have
Some
reported
users have
problems.
reported
It's like when
a
all the
few
electricity is out. Some
performance
users have
issues.
reported the power's out in their house.
Right. That's performance issues with their light bulbs. That's what they're
yeah.
reporting. So yeah, we're very sorry for the problems and want to assure everyone we will take care of all concerns seriously and strive to improve the current situation. So this was originally, I mean, they were supposed to be doing this on Fox Engine, which is
The engine for Metal Gear Solid 5.
right. Fox Engine is not Shigeru Miyamoto.
Kojima.
Kojima's engine
Mhm.
is Fox Engine, and they were supposed to have been, or at least there was discussion that it might be on Fox Engine, but they decided to go with Unreal. And apparently they don't know how to use Unreal because they've been using the developers that they
Yeah,
have left
it could be
over
that. Yeah,
have experience with Fox Engine.
Hmm.
that is really bad. That's not even just like okay, we got a couple little. That is
Oh,
a
it's
disaster.
universal.
That is a disaster.
It's
When
a
you get that many negatives, I mean, that was
cyberpunk
bad.
level of
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
So yeah, so that happened. Seriously, some super hilarious bugs. Cannot complain about the videos.
I mean that's up there with Goat Simulator. Oh no,
Yeah.
no. That and what's the other
Well,
one there?
there's
With,
how about that,
that was Goat.
that
Yeah,
referee? Oh, there you go. There's the new Naruto running, which people
oh
have put
man,
to the Naruto theme.
the Goat Simulator. That's the one where we could wreck things and he would fall down
Yes.
and
Yeah, you
ragdoll.
latch it
Yeah,
with your
this is it's
tongue.
like surgeon. It's like a surgeon simulator for soccer, football.
It's not actually a bad idea. Someone should make that game.
They did. They have. It's called eFootball.
Yeah.
Touche.
Oh man, that's too bad. Oh well, what can you do?
Yeah. So anyway, that's all that went down there.
In other Konami news,
In other Konami news,
there are some reports and rumors that they are looking to revive some of their three biggest franchises, being Metal Gear, Castlevania, and Silent Hill. We have heard the rumors of Silent Hill previously, the team, the developer Blooper Point had been rumored to be working on a Silent Hill team for a while.
Right.
But it's kind of new that they are looking to do a reimagining of Castlevania and some remake ports of the Metal Gear series.
Yeah, in fact, there were originally suggestions that it might be redoing Metal Gear Solid 1, and that was quite some time ago that they were discussing that possibly, because that was when, I don't know if you remember, but way back several months ago, there was kind of, I think it was was it VG 24/7 or VGC? I can't remember who.
That's one.
That they had said that they'd heard rumors about the Bloober team, that they were working on something for Konami that was horror related. And then that there was suggestion that Konami is becoming more open to licensing out its IPs to other developers, because clearly they cannot do development,
Well,
as
good,
evidenced by eFootball, and
Yeah.
among others. So they were thinking early on that it was Metal Gear Solid 1. It turns out it may very well be Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater, which would be very interesting for them to start a remaster or redoing or something. But if they're going to start with one, a lot of people, I mean, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is well known for being among the best as far as the storyline.
Yeah,
and
but
could use an update.
it feels like that's the kind of thing where you would just remake 1, 2, and 3 and like put it out as a bundle.
Yeah, like
Right.
what was that, the climbing game then? Not Just Cause. The
Mount Your Friends.
no. What was the one that come out there? Oh my gosh, on the
Climbing
PlayStation.
game?
On the PlayStation.
Oh, the Grow
not
Home?
Not Just Cause. It had the four. There were 4 sets. 2 was the best, then 3, then 4, then 1. It was on the guy that did the climbing. He was like the male Lara Croft.
This is Creed.
No,
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yes.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Drake.
Yeah, the Uncharted collection.
Right.
Yeah, do something like
exactly.
that. Yeah, because I grabbed all those at once right before 4 come out, and I played it. I couldn't play 1; that was difficult. But 2 and 3 were great. 2 was the best out of all of them. 2 was better than 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, put out a set like that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Metal Gear was good too. I love that one. I never finished it though. I rage quit that when I got stuck on some boss, and that was right towards the end of my video game career when I I just couldn't do it anymore.
Right.
But that was a fun game until they stole all the stuff I had in inventory, but they didn't really steal it according to Edie. It's still there for you to have. You just can't.
Oh,
you just
right.
can't have it.
Didn't it?
Right.
Because people could come into your game and steal resources, couldn't they?
No, it wasn't that. It was just
No.
like I had bundled up all this stuff, and then somehow
I
They
can't
did-
remember what the whole
they did
mechanic
something,
was.
and then it's like I so instead of having 30 trucks that I could sell or whatever, because you used to put the parachute on them and float them, steal them and float them
Oh,
away.
yeah.
And I would do that. That was like a mini game. I would go around and I had so many trucks and so many tanks. I was building up an army, and then they like half of them were gone. You couldn't get at them, and that's the stuff I think you
I
sold
can't
for
remember
currency.
what the mechanic was that had to do with that. But
They
anyway,
they were there, but you couldn't get at them or something.
this
I
is
don't
an interesting
fun game though.
thing that VGC has reported. Is there's been a lot of speculation that the remake of Metal Gear Solid is was originally, it was speculated that it would be Blue Point, which we will have a story about Blue Point.
They
But it's actually
specialize in
going to
remakes.
be, according to their sources, an external studio that's working on that called Virtuos. And Virtuos has done work on a number of games. Let me see if I can pull it. You can pull up the Wikipedia for them. Virtuos is a developer that has done tons of work. I mean, they worked on a Virtuos Gaming. Let me think.
I see a Switch port of Dark Souls Remastered.
There we go. Let's see. They're a company that is headquartered. Oh gosh darn it, I don't have it. No, they've worked on a bunch of stuff, a bunch of games, usually doing ports to other like to PlayStation 4 or to Xbox, like a game that has already been released for something and then porting it to another platform. So they're kind of untested for actually being a first person developer at that level. Thank you very much for that Wikipedia. There's the Wikipedia, Nick. And you're going to have to click on it because I cannot.
Okay.
But yeah, there we go. Here we go. Dears, let me pull up this. I appreciate you finding that link for me because I couldn't do it earlier. All right. So yeah, here's the stuff that they've worked on: XCOM 2 collection for the Nintendo Switch, the BioShock collection for Nintendo Switch, Outer Worlds for Nintendo Switch. They're kind of hired guns. They've worked for Take-Two, they've worked for Activision, they've worked for Sony, doing working on Uncharted 4 and Assassin's Creed and all these other
Okay.
things. So they've got a pretty serious history of working on games, but nothing that they were the main developer on. So assuming that they can do this, it's not a bad thing. Certainly better than Konami doing it in-house.
Yeah. They seem like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, or at least they seem like they might know what they're doing. Who's to say if they actually do? So yeah, there's that. And where does the information on the Castlevania?
I don't know if I've ever played that one. the
I've
Castlevania.
actually never played a Castlevania game. I mean, I love the Netflix, but I've never actually played.
I think I played one on Nintendo 64 a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's more of a
I've
platformy, jumpy type of game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's probably
I
why
played a
never
lot of games
those.
inspired by it, but yeah, I don't think I've ever actually played a Castlevania game.
Played a little
So
bit
yeah,
of Left 4
they're
Dead.
going to be made by external studios, which is better.
Not
news
always a
than
bad
being-
thing.
No, I mean
No,
in this
case, a very good thing. If you look
Yeah.
at anything that Konami has done since name please
Metal Gear Solid
left.
5?
No,
Oh, Kojima.
Kojima left. I don't know why I'm having a problem remembering his name.
I mean,
Ever
that was
since Hideo Kojima left, they cannot make a game.
well, like that was the whole point is they were kind of getting out of game development because
Right.
understandably
And getting
it's
into pachinko
it's
games.
really expensive to make blockbuster games and the return is not always guaranteed.
Mhm.
So the idea I'm surprised that it took them this long to like start giving the IP to external developers. That feels like it's what they should have been doing immediately afterwards.
Right.
But I don't know, it's been long enough that I feel like the desire for a new Metal Gear and Castlevania and Silent Hill is kind of it's been simmering for a while, so that when you make an announcement about that, it's kind of a big deal.
Mhm.
Like absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who love both of those series very much. So
Yeah.
Good stuff.
ET Ray says Castlevania proper was an action platformer, but there were also lots of Metroidvanias. Castlevania Symphony of the Night helped define the genre.
Yep.
Yep, that was the big one. Yep.
Mhm.
And yeah, I guess they put out a collection of the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias like just a couple weeks ago.
So yeah, that may very well happen. Let's see. My next item is. Do I have anything?
So you guys finish up. I gotta go put on some pants because I just got out of the hot tub. I I threw on a shirt.
Don't stand up.
I'll make sure I turn off the camera before I stay. Or I'll turn around first.
Oh God! No, I don't
Yeah.
know what's worse.
Spin the chair around.
Sit and spin.
If you like the Price is Right, go over the.
No, the price is all wrong. All wrong.
Come on.
just spin in the chair, and wherever it stops, that's where you stand.
All right, go away.
All right.
Wow.
that
love you,
sounds
Gully, but go
mean,
away.
Edie.
I know. I'm getting kicked out. But I was watching from the hot tub. I was.
I know. You got
Mhm.
proof.
Yep. I
All
do
right.
a lot from the hot tub. The iPad, using the iPad. I watch YouTube and stuff.
Jeez.
I'm an old man. I gotta soak my
I mean,
bones.
that
They
doesn't
hurt.
sound bad.
No, it doesn't. They hurt. My arms hurt. I'm an old man. I can't do anything anymore. I play video games. I gotta soak my arms and rub them down with Bengay.
Yeah.
The thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cramp.
All
All right,
right.
you
Thank
guys
you
go
for
do your
dropping
thing.
in.
Hopefully somebody finds who's the other guy? Who's the other guy?
Andrew.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
don't know his name either. We forgot.
Yeah, check with Dog
He
the
hasn't
Bounty
been here for a
Hunter.
while.
Maybe he can dig. I'm gonna find Andrew. I'm coming for you, Andrew. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you back on the show.
All right. We will.
All right,
you
we'll
later,
see you.
Gully.
Oh wait, hang on a second.
I am so ready to click off of you right now.
Oh,
You didn't. I was not going to let him sit up. No, that was not going to happen, Nick. I don't even know why you're disappointed. That's not what you want to see either.
no, it's fine. I've seen it before. Plenty of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to
Yeah.
know. Good to know. All right, my next item. Google.
Okay.
Google is offering, in case you have any inclination to want a Stadia. Google, this mind-shattering game streaming service, they're now offering free Stadia Premier bundle with the purchase of a $60 game on Google Stadia Store.
That seems a little much. Like I have to buy a game in order to get it. That's
Yeah.
too much.
So it is the offer is valid right now through October 10th. So you got 7 more days. You got a week to do this. And it applies to any game purchase of $59.99 or more before that date. And they announced this in a blog post. The offer is valid for any games available on the service for pre-orders for games that launch before October 10th. Sorry, try that again. It is valid for any game on the service or for any pre-orders for a game that launches before October 10th.
Okay.
The Stadia Premier bundle includes one white Stadium controller and a Google Chromecast Ultra. So it's got the Chromecast, it's got the controller, then you buy the $60 game, and that's all you pay.
How much is the Chromecast Ultra standalone?
That bundle normally costs $80. So for the purchase price of $60, you get $80 worth of hardware to allow you to play it. Now, you may have to pay shipping costs for it because the blog post specifically says you have to pay shipping costs for Stadia Premier bundle, but it doesn't say how much it would be. I would assume that it's varies where you are.
I see the Chromecast Ultra costs $30.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a discount.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, it is a discount in that you buy the $60 game and you get the Chromecast and the controller for free.
Yeah, but that's not really worth it.
Yeah. So yeah, anyone who makes a qualifying purchase before October 10th is going to receive a code by October 20th for Stadia Premier bundle. Then they'll ship you the bundle. The code must be entered by November 20th. And the offer is limited to the US only and to certain European countries, a number of them, but not all of them.
Yeah. Okay, maybe the Chromecast Ultra is only available in that bundle because I'm having a hard time finding like just a price for that thing on its own.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Does the Chromecast Ultra allow you to stream anything or just the games?
That's what I assumed. I assumed that it would just be a Chromecast and just like 4K capable. But I think the Chromecast Ultra it's like an old model and it's been replaced with a new 4K model, and so they've kind of discontinued it.
Let's see. No, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing it here on the Google store. Let me pull it up on the screen so that you can see it.
It's not on Amazon.
There you go. It's on the Google store. There it is right there.
Is it, or does it say out of stock?
Yes. Out of stock. It's normally from $109 New Zealand. Why are you giving me New Zealand money? What?
See, that's what I was running into. Where it's like, wait, this is weirdly difficult to find. You can't really
Yeah.
buy it.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's see.
AC Wraith says that the Ultra was always bundled with services, so it's hard to find a price. So
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah.
It's the Chromecast Ultra, according to Android Central. The Chromecast Ultra is the only device that lets you stream Stadia games to your television. It can also cast any content in 4K, HDR, and Dolby Vision.
Okay, so it's the only Chromecast that supports Stadia? That
Yeah.
seems like a bit of an oversight on Google's part, but maybe that's why Stadia is what it is.
Maybe. I mean,
Like, why would your game service not be supported by all of your products?
don't know. Yeah, so it does not have Google TV. The Chromecast Ultra has no Google TV. It's only available in Stadia
Okay.
Premier Edition bundle, and it is expensive.
Okay.
So you have a choice of 4K support, but no Google TV, or Google TV, but no 4K support.
I think they have put out a 4K Chromecast by this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
just
mean,
not
this
the
is
Ultra.
what's this is dated? This is dated April 21st, 2021.
I still feel like there has to be a 4K Chromecast. But either way, I don't think the bundle's worth it. It's like
Yeah.
Stadia is kind of a dead service.
It's a dead
so
service. Or
Why
it's
jump
maybe
into it?
not dead, it's dying. It's not ready to be. It's this it's already peaked, to say
Yeah.
the least. I think it peaked about 3 months before 3 to 4 months before it was released. That was its peak.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's available to you if you want it. So, and what do you got?
So God of War Ragnarok got delayed a while ago.
Mhm.
And in a tweet, the voice actor for Kratos has said the reason for it. He has tweeted, I need to be forthcoming. This has been approved by no one. To the beloved fandom, Ragnarok was delayed because of me. August 2019, I couldn't walk, had to have back surgery, both
Oh.
hips replaced, and knee surgery.
Oh,
They
Jesus.
they waited for me to rehab. And so it seems like which
Holy
is
shit.
interesting.
What did he do to himself? Did he get into an accident?
I don't know. But what's funny is like way back when it was announced the delay, Cory Barlog, the creative director of the Santa Monica Studios, like said, "I take full responsibility for this."
Hmm.
And so it's just a cool moment of, the developer really having the back of the voice actor
That's good.
in a way that like doesn't make him the center of blame.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
The protecting his people.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that the director took, what was his name?
Cory
Cory
Barlog.
Barlog took a lot of heat
I'm
for that.
sure. I'm sure there was some death threats, as there always are with the internet.
Yeah, but he decided to take one for the team so that he could protect his actor who was having surgery and recovering and going through rehab.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah, Santa Monica Studios. There are some good game development studios out
Yeah,
there.
still a few of them.
Yep.
Not many. All
But
right.
highlight the ones that are good.
Yep. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, the last item I have. So Amazon released New World, right? The MMO,
Yes.
and it's actually doing surprisingly well. 700,000 users on day one, 900,000 users now. Still having issues signing in. It's got technical issues, but it's one of the other issues that has happened. There is no fast travel in that game, which is a
Okay.
problem. Players are there's no mounts either. So you have to run. If you get yourself out somewhere, they have a way that you can uh travel back to your home city, but you can only use it once an hour. So if your travel back to your city is on cooldown, you're expected to hoof it. And it is an MMO. Takes a while. So, um the fast travel that people are doing now because they realized it's like, well, either I can and if you try to fast travel, it costs you can fast travel from any city, but it costs in-game currency. The stuff called Azeroth.
Well,
So if
but
you don't have the money, and
um,
and the Azeroth is charged based on the distance you're traveling, your weight, how much weight you have on you, and your faction, which faction controls the settlement.
Final
So
Fantasy 14 did the same thing.
you could still travel, and you could always go back to your. But it was like it was on a 10-minute cooldown, not a 1 hour cooldown.
Okay, it's been a while since I played that, but I distinctly remember having to pay to fast travel to certain areas.
Yes, you could pay to for
Like
fast travel to certain
you
areas.
could
Yes.
go to a hub like the city for free, but if you want to fast travel to any of the places outside that city,
Right.
you'd have to pay for it.
Right, exactly. And but because it isn't on a 1 hour cooldown, and because you can get yourself way the fuck out there. The way it works is you have to be at a spirit shrine or a settlement. You need to have enough Azeroth resources, which of course that cost varies, and you need to already have discovered the location that you are fast traveling to. You
Okay.
can also recall back home, but you can only do it to your home in once an hour. And that means players that are out in the wilderness with their in recall on cooldown are kind of stuck. So what people are doing to get around it is and to save themselves time and money is they're intentionally killing their characters to get around the world quicker, especially at the lower levels, because even though you take durability hits on your equipment at lower levels, who cares? You can low level gear. So it turns out that when you die while your in recall is on cooldown, you get the option to respawn at a camp if it's within 500 meters or at the nearest town. That's what people are doing, is they're just getting themselves killed off. They're committing suicide, character
Yeah.
suicide, in
Do
order to
they
get
not
around.
like drop all their inventory at the place they die?
No, it doesn't drop their inventory.
Okay.
But I mean, this is not just because of the fast travel system, it's also because there is a lack of mounts. There is no mounts. There's mounts in Final Fantasy. You can
Yeah.
all get around fairly quickly on a mount.
Yeah, it seems like travel is just kind of difficult
Yeah,
in
travel is
general.
almost impossible. So what people are doing is they're killing themselves in the game. So we'll see if that changes. But that just seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah, kind of a design oversight.
Yep. Not really a
Uh,
huge story, but kind of interesting.
I mean, also about New World is it's been having some server issues
Yeah.
with like servers being full, and it's gotten to the point now where if a server is marked as full, the game will prevent you from creating a new character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
World of Warcraft did that. It was quite a ways into World of Warcraft's lifetime, but on the original world servers, you couldn't create new characters. And I believe Final Fantasy 14 does that as well.
really?
I think so.
Okay. And I think it was a tweet by uh, Paul, not Paul Feige. Paul Feige? No, that's Kevin Feige. A guy who writes for Forbes about live service games, and he made a point that if the company that owns half the world's servers, with Amazon Web Services, if even they have a game that has server trouble on day one,
You know that it's hard.
yeah, I forgive other developers for having server troubles on
I
day one.
forgive all developers for having server troubles, certainly on MMOs for the first 6 months.
Mhm.
It's almost impossible to do that. Blood Reaper says you can't name yourself Jeff Bezos. Really? You can't name yourself Jeff Bezos in New World? That's funny.
I think I saw something that someone did name themselves Beth Jesus.
I can see it.
Mhm.
So what's your next item?
This is kind of funny. Well, not funny, actually, very much the opposite. Valve wanted to have their Dota tournament, the International, in Bucharest, Romania. Unfortunately, COVID cases have started to rise in Bucharest to the point where Valve has just indefinitely postponed the advance and has immediately refunded all tickets that people had bought. It was an event that had previously sold out,
Oh, wow.
and now they have refunded all of that.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Uh
But Valve can afford it.
they can. It's just COVID is still out there screwing up live events.
Yeah. COVID is still out there in the United States. You know that there's like
COVID's still
multiple.
out there in general.
Yeah, COVID's
Let's
still out there
say.
in general. I mean, you and I are a little bit protected from the worst fallout at this time
Yeah.
because we're in California and we are the only state right now in the yellow tier. We're actually not in the red tier of like just dumpster fire. Just light it on fire. It's got COVID. There's only 2 states that aren't in the red tier. We're in the yellow. I believe Connecticut is in orange and everybody else is in red, but they are now rationing um they're rationing medical care in Idaho, in Alaska, in a number of states because they're essentially walking out and looking at a bunch of people trying to get into the emergency room and they're deciding who's the most likely to survive. And if you're not likely to survive, we're probably not going to treat you.
Yeah.
That is absolutely. In fact, read an article about a woman who's, I guess she's got she's got money, she got resources. Her brother, she needed a surgery and they weren't providing surgeries for her, and it was for endometriosis and she needed to have her ovaries removed because it was, and essentially just needed a huge operation and it was not pretty and not something that you could get on a commercial flight. So her brother rented her a private jet to fly her to California because from Idaho because she couldn't get surgery in Idaho because they're rationing resources. And they're just telling people, yeah, unless you're dying, we're not taking your surgery. Don't care
Yeah.
how much pain you're in. If you're not dying today, we're not going to give you medical care. It's bad. It's bad out there and it's not going away anytime soon.
Nope.
So,
Not in some states.
yep. So thank God that we are how we're doing because here in California, we're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
In our county, we only have 60 people in the whole county that have COVID that are in the hospital right now. This is what vaccinations do. We also are like
Yes.
87% vaccinated here in my county. So, yeah, if you don't like the state of things, go out and get everybody you know vaccinated. So, anything else you got?
Yes. There's Discord is actually working on some YouTube integration. Specifically, it's a feature that I guess has been rolled out to friends and family servers at the moment, and it will be released to everyone at the end of October.
Thank you. I'm really glad. This makes me super happy.
And it's a watch together feature that basically
Oh.
allows people to watch YouTube videos together
Good.
through Discord.
Does it allow YouTube streams to watch together?
I don't think so. Like
Because it would be really
it's
nice that
watching.
everybody could watch together in Discord.
Yeah, I
This
think that's what it
stream.
is. Oh, okay, this stream. I think it should. In theory, like this is a YouTube video, like it's being broadcast to YouTube. And I guess this has to do with, and I don't know the full story, but there was some Discord music bots that YouTube banned like a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
and that really cut down on like being able to listen to YouTube music through Discord. And this is kind of a way to get back to that.
Good.
But also, I still remember there was a story a while ago about Discord being integrated with PlayStation in some way, and we haven't really seen much of that.
I would love to have
But
that.
now, like Discord being integrated with YouTube, they're kind of expanding and
If
doing a lot
Discord
of
is
stuff.
integrated in YouTube and PlayStation is integrated with YouTube, shouldn't by transitive property then Discord could be integrated with
In theory,
PlayStation?
but
It's
nothing
a
is ever
little
that
clunky.
nothing's ever that
You could
simple.
do it.
Yeah. I guess it's more YouTube being integrated into Discord, right?
Right.
People
Well,
on
YouTube
Discord
being
being able to
integrated
get
into
together.
Discord allows a lot of things to be integrated into Discord
Yeah. Like
by
you're
the
just
transitive property.
yeah, it's just a matter of like being able to uh watch YouTube videos within a Discord group. Like that's what it all really amounts to.
Right. I forgot I had one more item. And we actually talked about this before the show, and then I forgot about it. And I have to find where I put it.
Is it
where
Choo Choo Charlie?
It is not Choo Choo Charlie. That is you. We will end on Choo Choo Charlie.
Okay.
There we go. All right, there we go. Sony has acquired
Oh,
Blue
yeah.
Point Studios to absolutely nobody's surprise. So yes, Blue Point Studios is the ones that did the Demon Souls remake for PlayStation 5. The studio also developed a PlayStation 4 remake of Shadows of the Colossus. They have a history with Uncharted, doing Nathan Drake collection. So they're not, small company.
They're not unlike the studio we were just talking about with Metal Gear Solid.
Right, Virtuos.
Yeah, Blue Point's done a lot of like work for hire stuff, and then kind of got some big remake projects, and have made that their
right. In fact, Blue Point
bread
was
and butter.
rumored to be one of the companies that was working on Metal Gear Solid. Turns out it's now, according to internal sources, Virtuos.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sony's acquisition of Blue Point surprises and absolutely no one. Because
it surprised me because I thought that they already had bought them.
Right. Yeah, back in June, when Sony bought the Returnal developer Housemarque, if you recall, Sony unintentionally sent out a tweet announcing, supposed to be announcing the acquisition of Housemarque, but they actually posted the Blue Point logo instead of the Housemarque logo. And that made everybody go, "Oh, so you're doing Blue Point too, huh?" So yeah, that, and of course that went up and they immediately took it down, but of course it was already seen. It's the internet.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it's been officially confirmed that they did acquire Blue Point, which is now makes it officially 23 internal game studios now, including Bethesda. Sorry, that's Microsoft. Sorry, 16 internal for PlayStation, 23 for Xbox, for Microsoft. And yeah, Sony has been buying up stuff pretty darn fast. Actually, almost faster than Microsoft at this point, because they acquired Firesprite, the Liverpool developers. They acquired Nixis Software. That's just recently, just in the last couple of months.
Sony's been buying like a lot of smaller developers. They're not out there spending $8 billion for Bethesda. It kind of feels like they're more like they are confident in their current setup, and they're just kind of picking and choosing a couple little things to like, oh, we want this in addition, and we want this. Whereas Microsoft is like
boutiquing.
Microsoft is like, we fucking need everything.
They're Costcoing.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put
it. We're American. This is what we do. We go to Costco. We buy it all. We buy it in 50-gallon drums, baby.
I mean, let's be honest too. They needed it.
They did. It's actually pretty smart on both. I can see PlayStation doing what it's doing for the reason PlayStation is doing it. I understand their reasons. I can see Microsoft doing what they're doing for their own reasons, and it's debatable. It depends on what you like.
Yeah.
They're starting to settle themselves out of like appealing to particular kinds of gamers based on the studios that they own internally.
Yeah.
If you like those boutique kind of games, you're going to love PlayStation. If you like, big fat Costco games, you're going to love Xbox, and you can get them for free. Well, I mean, beyond just the monthly subscription. So yeah, that's that.
And I guess I'll end. I just saw this story at the beginning of the episode and thought it was really funny. Kotaku has an article about a new game that was announced called Choo Choo Charles, which looks like a ridiculous game, but also kind of a brilliant concept. It's an open world horror game where you are on a train and you're exploring, trying to find things to upgrade your train with so that you can fight this train spider that chases you around the open world called Choo Choo Charlie.
So the spider's called Choo Choo Charlie, but the game is called Choo Choo Charles.
Wait, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, the game is called Choo Choo Charles. No, Choo Choo Charlie is actually, yeah, Choo Choo Charlie or Charlie the Choo Choo. God, I'm just, how many times can I say these words over and over again? Charlie the Choo Choo is a children's book by Stephen King that relates to the Dark Tower, because Charlie the
Oh.
Choo Choo is kind of an important character in one of the Dark Tower books. And if you look at that children's book, it's clear that like this game takes some heavy inspiration from it in terms of the character design. So it's someone probably read the Dark Tower and thought, yeah, I'm gonna make a horror game around a choo-choo train.
No
I
word
just
from Stephen King of whether he's suing.
No, he does not seem like the type.
Yeah, he may.
Nah, he's got better things to do. He's got like 18 other books to write this year.
That's true. So yeah, that looks just all kinds of. I mean, let me pull that back.
I gotta give kudos to anyone who wants to take a stupid concept and make a serious game about it. Because it actually looks kind of neat. Like you're traveling the world, trying to find scrap metal that you
Look at
use
this
to
thing. That thing is just all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that's the kind of horror I could get behind. By the way, were you doing anything interesting for Halloween?
I don't have any plans at the moment.
Me either.
Other than like horror movie marathon.
I don't know if I want to do that. I've never been really good for horror movies. They get into my head. They make me.
They make you scared?
Yeah, they make me scared.
Okay.
Blood Reaper says Stephen King will go, I want my money. It's exactly what Stephen King will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the evil twin from Thomas the Train. Yeah, he's either going to get sued by Stephen King or the guys that did Thomas the Train. All right. So anything else before we close out the show?
No, that's all of my news.
All right. Well then, let's close this out. You've been listening to GameHounds, episode 612. We recorded this on Sunday, October 3rd, 2021. With me has been Nick DiNicola and a special guest star, Holy Goalie. If you ever want to get a hold of us, gamehounds.net is our website. Gamehounds@gmail.com is our email. We record this show live every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker. That's speaker within our Spreaker.com. That's the audio. But if you want to see our happy, shiny faces and the videos of the scariest train you will ever see in your lifetime, you can go to Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. On Facebook and Twitch, we are the GameHounds. On YouTube, we are GameHounds Vids, VIDS. Please, let me remind you, our video stream, which we do simulcast with the audio stream, is 100% funded by our patrons. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Were it not for you, we would not be able to have this this video stream to go with the audio. It would be just audio, podcast audio old school. So thank you so much for doing that. If you would like to join our army of supporters, all we ask is for $1 a month, $1 a month. That's all we ask to help us keep our video stream up and going and keep paying for the subscriptions that are necessary for us to do it. If you ever want to find it, you can go to patreon.com/GameHounds. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching any of the video things, don't forget to like and subscribe, depending on where you are. It goes by different names. Hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube. Just make sure that you give it a thumb, because thumbs are important for all of us. They really do help the channel. It helps get the channel pumped out to other listeners who may enjoy this show. And the more listeners we have, the better off we are for the future. So please do that right now if you haven't. Nick,
Yep.
we'll be back next week, by the way. Nick, thank you for being here. And have a
always.
great week. And we will talk to you all next week. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Audio stream is out. Video stream is going. All right.
Okay.
What you going to play, by the way, today?
I don't know.
Me either.
I'll find something.
Yeah, I'm gonna. AC Wraith, I'm sorry, I forgot to thank you for doing all of the linkies. You're our little linky bitch, and you are so good at it. Thank you for it. And AC Wraith says, by the way, I've been posting my October movie marathon entries in Discord. Each is available free and legal in the US.
Mm-hmm. Some of them look pretty fun. And Blood Reaper says he wants to see the new Halloween, which I'm mildly interested in.
Oh, AC Ray says I might finally fully play through Grim Fandango Remastered. I would recommend that.
Maybe
Grim
I should do
Fandango
that
is
too.
really good, but remember, it is old school. Adventure. What was it? Hunt and
Adventure
click
game? Yeah, point and click.
Point and click. There we go. Point and click. Old school point and click, which means it's really fucking hard. You will appreciate how easy you have it these days when things are like glowing or give you a hint where you're supposed to go. No, there are no hints. You have to figure it out, and you will probably need a walkthrough.
That sounds less entertaining.
Did I get the link you sent me? If it was in Discord, not yet. I haven't been in my Discord. My email has been down for 3 days.
Yeah, probably Discord.
So I didn't get a lot of notifications, but actually tonight I'm not going to be playing anything. Tonight I am doing more taxes.
More tax fun.
Yeah. Tax date is October 15th, and I am not done with mine. This is the last year I'm going to be doing this in October. Last year this is going to happen. So everyone, thank you again for watching on the video and being here. Corey, it is so good to have you back. It is actually very good to be back on Facebook because it's, we missed you guys on Facebook. It's not our fault at all. But, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm not going to say anything because I'm on Facebook, god dang it. I'm not taking any chances
Fuck
now.
that guy. I'll say it. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I can say
an
fuck
asshole.
Mark Zuckerberg, but yeah, they blocked us unjustifiably, and I just did not feel twice. Both times completely unjustified. One was because of fair use. The second one was because the literally made up bullshit about us. But I didn't want to argue with them. I was going to wait for the 60 days for us to come back, which is what I did. So have a great week, everyone. We will talk to you next week here, and take care of yourself. Please be safe. take it seriously. And if you haven't been vaccinated, please do. And if you can get a booster, if your booster is legal, go get yourself a booster because this thing is no freaking joke. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.